Welcome back to Smith Farm. We're out here today. I want to do a zip line for my granddaughter. And so you can follow these instructions. This is the 2025 version. It will show you what's in the package right now. But first thing you got to do is measure out 100 feet. So if you look over here, I got a tree way over here. And from there, that tree back there, you see it kind of skinny. The way over there, we'll show you in a minute. Way on this other side is 100 feet. So you want to measure out 100 feet. And also, the next thing you want to do is make sure that you have a good drop between your beginning point and your end point. So they're saying, I think the instructions say it's somewhere around 10%. So, you want a decent incline. You don't want to make it too much because it'll be too fast and somebody get hurt. And that may come by testing. You may have to raise it up and down. So just follow me today. We're going to install this thing and I'll walk you through the steps that I'm going to do. So also, when you buy this kit, you'll have to notice where you buy it from. A lot of places will say it's 500 pounds this and 600 pounds that. But really, when you get the Vivor kit, it'll have an entire list of components. And it'll also tell you in that list, each kit you buy, how thick the wire is. And it'll also tell you how much weight it holds. This one I bought is 330 pounds. But when I bought it, the description that on the site that I bought it from said it was 500 pounds, but it's clearly not. So be wary of that. Make sure that when you buy these that, you look at the Vivor instructions that come with your kit. This one's 330 pounds. All right, here we go. Okay, so some of the things you're going to need. I would suggest some kind of saw. I'm going to use this little saw here. I've got a real big chainsaw, but that thing is so heavy, I don't think I'm going to need it today. If I do, I'll go get it. So you want a saw, and that's going to be to cut branches off. I already got some branches off that tree over there. See that tree right there? You got to be able to cut those limbs off because you're going to need it. And so you want it high enough that when you hang different, like a swing, chair, or whatever you're hanging off of it, your tallest rider, you don't want their feet dragging the ground. So keep that in mind. You got to measure these things. So you need a tape measure, preferably a 100-foot measure tape, so you can measure out the distance like I did. A saw that comes with a little wrench, but I suggest getting your impact gun because it's going to make it a lot faster for you. So now let's look at what comes in the kit for the Vivor. This is the 2025 version. I just got this. I know there's other videos out there showing Vivor kits, but a lot of them are changed now. This is your handle here. This is what everything I hook off of, and you can just ride it by holding on this handle and hanging from it. A lot of people do that for those guys that are strong or whatnot. That's what that is. I bought this extra carabiner here. Probably won't need it, but if I do, I do. Here's instruction. I was going to show you here. So if you open it up to the parts list, let me see if I can find it here. You'll see right here. See? I can show you. 330 pounds. 330 pounds on all these, and it tells you the size of the line and everything. And then also we got these are tree guards, so you can wrap around the tree so the cable doesn't cut into your tree, and they use Velcro for that. Here's your stop spring. That will slow you down. Remember, on your angle, don't use a steep angle. You hear my grandbaby, she's excited about this. This is for her. She's really excited, but this spring here will slow you down so you don't get hurt. And obviously here's your cable. Now I got something I want to tell you about this cable. So this is a 100-foot cable. If you want to extend, let's say you wanted to extend your zip line out to 200 feet, get you just a little bit bigger cable that holds enough weight. You can get it at Tractor Supply, a lot of places, and cut it to length. You can make this using this kit. You can make this 200 foot. I won't go any more than that though, just based on the components. But 200 feet you can get by with. You just got to use a little bit bigger cable here. This is the cable we got. Here's your drop cord from you. It goes to that for some of the devices. And so it comes with all the bits and pieces here. The turnbuckle. And I'll be showing you how to use all that as we go along. Here's your safety belt. We probably won't use that today because we got her this to put her in so we can strap her in real good. We don't want her falling off that thing. But you can use this with a little swing that came with it. All right, here we go. We're going to get started now, and you guys can follow along. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to use this saw. We're going to cut these. This is a bunch of branches. We'll cut everything out of the way. Make sure you don't leave on high snags. if you got snags sticking up this high, somebody could fall and get hurt. So you want to cut these off right at the ground. Oh, killed my ankle. That didn't feel good. Probably shouldn't be wearing Crocs out here. I'm gonna pull all these out of here, take them so we can burn them. And you can use a small chainsaw for all this stuff if you want to. Okay, I'm back. I had to go get a new blade for the saw. I also brought my circular saw. Now, if you have a small chainsaw, you can just do this too. I've got a big chainsaw. That thing weighs about 20 pounds. I don't feel like lugging it around today. It would do the job in just a few minutes. But so if you have a small saw, go for that. I'm just using these things. They're a lot easier, battery powered. You don't have to worry about starting it and all that good stuff. But we'll get it done. If you can see me back here, this is the tree we're going after. Straight across to the other tree. So we're gonna have to go get my ladder because we're gonna put that up pretty high. You want about a 2% drop is what they say in the instructions. In my mind, what you wanna do, you wanna get the high side, the starting point, which is over here, high enough that it goes, you don't wanna go 30 miles an hour on this thing, you get hurt. You only wanna do 5 to 7 miles an hour. For most people, be plenty fast enough and be fun enough. And that's what we're working at. So I got a pretty good stretch. So we're gonna go get the ladder now and we're gonna put it up here and we're gonna get our starting point done so we can start this off, and then we'll go down there and we'll try to get a good estimate of how high we are. And it may take adjusting this side and that side down there a couple times, and that's okay. If you have to adjust it a couple times to get what you want, go ahead and do that. And you can test it with, if you got some weight, you can hook on there and test it. That way you don't have to put somebody on it till you get it done. And that's okay. And so, let's get going. Okay, now we're down here at the finish tree. And I've already got some of it cleared out. But we're gonna go ahead and finish this off. And then I'm gonna go get the ladder and we'll stretch the cable to get an idea. So at your end spot, right, which is right here, your spring is going to stop you somewhere right in here. It won't hit the tree, and you want this spot to be, 3 to 4 feet above, at least 2 feet above your tallest rider. So if you got a 6'5" rider, then this end point needs to be about 8'5". If you follow what I'm saying. So this, you don't want, when you come into land, you don't want your feet dragging the ground. Basically, what I'm saying. So just be careful when you're putting that up, that you do it that way, that the tallest rider can ride it without dragging the ground. So take that in consideration. We're gonna do a little bit of trimming here to finish this off, and then we'll get the ladder and we're gonna start just to get an idea of where we are, how much more we got to go, and then we'll go from there. So we're gonna go get the tractor and drag some of this stuff out of the way, let it dry out, and then we'll take and burn it after it dries out after a while. So I'm gonna be right back. Okay, we have got all the trees trimmed out of the way, and I'll show you that here in a second. The next thing we're gonna do is put the zip line up. Now follow me over here. I'm gonna show you what you gotta do. So on this thing here, on your line, your main line, you have a loop in one end. See that? And you have a straight end. Now you're gonna find your highest tree, and you're gonna put this through there just like that, and then pull it all the way through, so that you can get to the other tree, your finish point. But what you need to do is lay this cable out, because if it's coiled up like this, you'll have a mess up on the ladder trying to get this all through. And when you get your final height, what we'll do is we'll put this around the tree so it doesn't damage your tree. Now the tree I'm starting at though is an old pine, and it's half dead, but we still want to protect the bark on it, because this here will cut the bark on your tree. So if you're using trees on your property and you don't want the tree to die, you'll want to use this stuff here to make it easier on the bark, because it will cut the circulation off just like us, and the tree will die. All right, so here we go. We're gonna lay it out first. And probably the easiest way I see to do that is get over here about halfway and just throw it out. Like that right there. And then we're just gonna pull it. Still, see how it would have tangled up? See? So it's better to untangle it now. All right, that's pretty good. So now I'm gonna pause you. I'm gonna take you over to the starting tree, and I'm gonna put you where you can see what I'm doing, and we'll get the ladder set up and we'll go from there. Okay, we're over here at the starting tree, and I've got the cable pulled out here. Now, this is the loop end, right? So now we still gotta pull the other end. So what I would recommend, don't pull the whole thing to you. Go down there, get the other end, just bring the other end. And that's what I'm going to do right now. Now, when I get this up on there may be some more limbs we have to cut. We won't know that until we get our height set correctly, right? When you ride from here to the end, the main thing is that you don't hit any branches. If there's branches hanging right above you a little bit, that's okay, as long as you don't smack them as you're going through the line, right? So when we're going to get the other line, we're going to wrap this around this tree, and we're going to get our height set pretty good. Then we'll come back and we'll probably loosen everything up a little bit and put our green stuff around. Now I may go ahead and put it around first, just in case I get it right the first time. So I probably will actually. So I'll be right back. Okay, I've got my tree wrap, I've got the other end. Now, I want to tell you something. This says 100-foot span, but you're not going to be able to do a 100-foot span. I measured this, and it's right at 92, 93 feet. By the time I wrap this around the tree and go to the other side, it's going to be real close. And that's about as much you can do. You'll be able to get about a 90-foot span with this. Just remember that, because any more than that, you may be too short on the other side. But you don't want to do 70 foot, because then you're wasting 20 foot of ride. So I'm trying to stretch it out to about as far as I can without having to get a longer cable. So I'm gonna go up the ladder here, and I'm just going to, this first height is just a test, right? I don't know exactly how high I'm going to be, but I do know, you know, you're going to have the seat hangs down about 3 feet. So I figure that this ladder is 8 feet to the very top here. So what I figured out I'd do is go up and reach up about as far as I can to put it around. So I'm going to hang this right here, and then I'm going to take this here, the Velcro stuff. I'm actually going to stick this in my ladder so I don't lose it, the cable. And then I'm going to wrap this Velcro around here. Now it's Velcro, so you shouldn't have much trouble with it. I'm going to break a couple limbs off. It should be good. Now I don't know how big a tree this will go around, but we're about to find out, ain't we? I'll tell you what, It ain't gonna reach. It ain't gonna reach around that tree. See that? It won't reach. But that's okay. What we can do is stick it right to the tree. Actually, I tell you what, there's a limb here holding it. So let's go right below that. We may reach at that point. Boy, there we go. That's real close. That's good enough. And this thing is real sticky, so you can actually stick it to the tree somewhat if it's got any kind of bark on it at all. And what you're gonna do is reach the loop end. You're gonna reach it around. And then you can get your other end. Now this is where it comes in. Remember I was telling you, you just gotta pull this all the way through. And that's what I was telling you about tangling up while you're on the ladder. That would be a mess if you didn't do it this way. Just gotta pull it through, pull it through. Now this end here, don't think you have to take it back down. You won't. You can loosen everything up and slide this end up and down if you need to. Same thing with the other end. You know, once you get your cable strong, you don't have to take it all the way loose. I saw one guy who stretched his, of course he bought a different kit, but he stretched it over a pond. I think it's like 200 feet. So you can do that because once you stretch your cable, you don't have to take it back down. All you have to do is just pull it through, you know, one time. And then you can adjust it. See how this is loose? You can adjust this as far as you want to. And we're just gonna put it right here for now. Now, even though I got that tight right now, that's probably gonna come loose and fall off the green stripe, the green stuff, but that's okay. We're gonna stretch it to the other side now. I'm gonna move my ladder first and I'll move you guys over and we'll go to the other end. Right now it's holding on the green stripe. I will hope it stays there. If not, I can adjust it. So I'm gonna get the ladder moved and I'm gonna stretch this over and then we'll be over there and I'll show you the other side. What's gonna be close. All right, so we're on the other end and this is the end of the main line going all the way across. But before we put this on, we gotta put this turnbuckle on. And this goes around this tree here. And I'll show you how this works. And you gotta turn the turnbuckles all the way out because you'll be able to adjust this tighter and tighter with the turnbuckle. So if you get it put up and it's not tight enough, you can use this turnbuckle to get it really tight. Because you want it tight enough that when you get out to the middle, you don't stop. If it's too loose, you'll come down to the middle and stop because you can't climb back uphill. So you want it tight enough that it does not do that. So that's what this turnbuckle is for. So you're gonna loosen it all the way out. See, I got it all the way out. And that gives you quite a bit of adjustment. Now, I ain't got a lot of room here. This cable's gonna be, it's gonna be close. I probably might have picked a little bit. I should have probably picked a little bit closer tree, but we'll see what we can do. I think this will work once I get this around here and all this hooked up. So you want to take off one of these nuts and this screws. And this is going to wrap around the tree and go to this turnbuckle and pull out. And then that cable is going to go around this turnbuckle and you're going to pull it tight and you're going to use your, and I'll show you how to do that, but you're going to use your rope clamps to tighten that down. So we got to do this first. Let me get everything I need over here. Okay, now I've got everything I need here in my hands. I'm going to climb this tree. Now, this is going to be tight here, so I'm probably going to have to put this other turnbuckle on first and get this around before I can even pull that through. Now, what I would suggest on this, get all your stuff up there you need. I'm going to use this to tighten my screw up quickly because this is that cable's pretty heavy. Now, we don't want to be as tall as that one, so we're probably going to come down to about right here. About right in here. That's a little bit long, shorter. We'll see how that works. Now remember, we may have to move it, as I was telling you before. It just depends on our drop. And you can use, there's a formula you can use in the booklet, or you can use a laser level, whatever you want to use to try to get this better. But I find out it's just quicker. Eyeball it, hook it up, and then adjust it. Because you know what? Even using the formula, everything I've seen so far, people have to go back and readjust it anyway. So just eyeball it, That's up higher over there anyway. And I'm at least 4 feet higher, maybe 3 to 4 feet higher than this. So we should be okay. Now, got that around there. Next comes this. Take this loose. And this is your attachment cable. And it's going to give you quite a bit of room. That's why I knew that would work. Remember, I'm at 92 feet, so any more than that, you're not going to be able to do this. I'm going to wrap it around twice so it holds this green, this green Velcro better. It doesn't come loose as easy. And slide down the tree, in other words. Right there we go. Now, if I have to, I can loosen that up. Now, here what I want to do here. See those two ends? You're gonna run them together. You're gonna run this through here. Right through that. Run your bolt through one side. I'll get you up there and show you close up how it goes when I get it done. It's kind of hard to show you that far away. I'll show you here in a second too. So what I did, see through the end of these, it goes on the inside of the turnbuckle, and then your bolt goes through, and then you just tighten that down. It's not gotta be super tight, just enough that it doesn't come loose. And I've got the wrong socket on it, but that's okay. I'll get the right socket. But you get my premise. Let me get the right socket, tighten that down, and then we'll pull the rope through. But first we gotta put the softening spring on. Okay, I got the right socket now. I don't know what I was thinking. I had the socket for the other thing. But anyway, just tighten this down a little bit. Don't gotta be a lot. It still swivels. That's all you want. Now, let's slide this up. You'll have to fix this later on as it gets tighter, because it's going to come off. This side it can't be tight because of the way it is. Now, what we're going to do? We're going to run that cable up through here, and pull it tight. Now, that's a long span. I don't know that I'm going to be able to pull that with my hands. Before you put that together, make sure you put this on the line. This is your dampening spring. Now, it don't feel like much, but we'll see when it gets on there. It may work. If not, we can go and buy a stiffer spring. I don't want nobody to get hurt on this. So what you're going to do is just slide this all the way through. See how I'm sliding that through? Just slide it all the way through. You may have to work with it. It's kind of picky. There we go. Now, see the spring is on. That's all we needed. It can slide down there, that's fine. So what we're gonna do right here, yeah, we got plenty of room. All right, so what we're gonna do, same thing as before. We'll go ahead and put this nut in. All right, now, what we gotta do, we got to pull that, but what we got to do is go to the rope clamp, so I'll be right back. All right, so you're going to get 3 of these. Now you want to put these, I'm going to show you in a minute, but you're going to put these probably 4 to 5 inches apart. You don't want to put them one after another. You want to separate them a little bit. It says 7 rounds, 7 stripes, and you can count those on the cable, and that's fine. But, you know, 4 to 5 inches apart is plenty. So, what we're going to do is first take this socket off, put the right socket on. Because I can tell you, you're really going to need, you need one of 2 things. You need another hand, or you're going to need a winch, which I have a winch on the front of that side by side. The only problem with that is I'm going to make a loop here first to pull it. I'm going to try to do it by hand first and see what we get, and we'll go from there. And this is mostly for my granddaughter. I think some of the adults want to do it too. A gimbal decided to die on me, so I don't know what all it went crooked on you. But anyway, we're going to do this here, and we're going to wrap this around. Now, what we're going to do is go ahead. We're going to start us a nut on this, because this is going to be hard to do by yourself. I can tell you right now. Yeah. So what I might do is hook this. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I can do it this way. I'll tell you what I'm going to do though. I'm going to use one of these clamps. I'm going to turn the side by side around and use the winch to pull this pretty tight. That's heavy. I can't pull it by myself and clamp it. I can already tell you that. So give me just a second to get everything turned around. Okay, so apparently my battery's going dead in my gimbal. I'm still gonna get this done for you guys. I may have to, you know, just show you a little bit of here and there, but what I'm gonna do is run this through. Then I'm gonna make a loop right here. See this loop? And I'm gonna put one rope clamp on it. And the reason I'm gonna do that is so I can hook my winch to it. That will help us to be able to pull it without breaking our back. Then we'll use the other two rope clamps to tighten it down. Then we'll take this one off and tighten it down again with all three of them. So this is just temporary here so we can pull it with a winch, because I can't do that by hand and bolt this down. So just put this on there. Tighten it down. There we go. Now we can take this winch cable right here and hook this to it. Now what I'll do is stand outside the buggy with my winch control. I gotta lock my winch back up here. You turn you around where you can see what we're doing here. Right up there. Okay. I'm tightening the winch cable up right now. All right, now see what we're doing here? All we're doing is tightening this up right here. Okay, you can see right here, I got everything tightened up. See here? That's as much as we're gonna get it. We'll put these rope clamps on now, and then we'll use this turnbuckle to finish tightening it up. That's what that turnbuckle's for. Now I'll show you in a minute, you're gonna have to use something pretty strong to turn that. You can't turn that by hand. You can pull that by hand, but I can promise you if you got a winch or come along, it's going to be much, much easier on you. Much easier. This first one may be a little hard to get on, so you're going to have to really squeeze it because of the angle of the tell you what I may do, that's almost too hard. So I'm gonna back it off just a little bit so that I can get this on a little bit. It's gonna be too hard otherwise, and then we'll tighten it up. There we go, let's see about that. I'm sorry my camera keeps giving you a funky angle. My gimbal's dead now and it's really struggling to keep up. Okay, I wanna bring it up close here and show you. So what I did is I used this in here, pulled it with a winch, right? I put one wire rope up there temporarily until I got it tight, then I tightened this end up. Now you can see it's pretty tight through there. I don't know if you can see the whole cable all the way over, but we're going to tighten it up with a turnbuckle the rest of the way. And we're going to go ahead and put the other rope clamps on this here. So give me just a minute, get those three put on, then I'll show you how to tighten this. My gimbal died, or I would show you the whole process. Now I'm having to hold the phone with my hand and do this. And it's almost impossible with one hand. So bear with me and we'll get this done. Okay, I want to show you. So I got all three turnbuckles on now, or on all three the rope clamps on. See there? See how far they're apart? Now I just took the extra and run it back and through here a little bit out of the way, just so when you come down, this don't stick you in the face. So now what we're going to do, I'm going to go get something, and we got to tighten this up. I can promise you right now, you won't be able to do it by hand. It's going to be too hard. It's going a little bit. We'll try it. See, the problem is the other side should be turning too, so I'm going to have to hold that other side with something, because they both should turn exactly the same. So give me just a minute.
Hold on, let's watch Poppy. Come right here and watch Poppy.